Hey everybody, Brian Good here. I got to do a fairly quick update on the blog today for Storm Talk, but you can see the raindrops falling from the camera here from my one SkyTrak camera. It looks like snow, but it's rain, of course. So just enough to be annoying if you washed your car and you were hoping these downpours today would miss you and you parking downtown and you're not in the garage. This is enough to make you mad. But they're very small and they're beginning to fade out. Now, a little more active earlier with some downpours. They had some hail reports, small hail, pea size. In Carroll County, also into Franklin County this morning. That activity is well east, but this is struggling to survive as it tracks across the little area. But again, just a few little downpours, just enough to impact some of you. When you look at the visible satellite from space, we're just not getting enough sunlight to be able to see how things are looking from up above, and you can see relatively sunny skies will break back out here very soon. So we're going to go back to a sunny day, storm action to our west. Now there is more of a boundary here that will likely kick up more of a severe potential in that area today. However, I still think there could be some gusty thunderstorms. Whether or not they can become severe is, questionable, because again, this is more for like organized areas when they outlook severe weather. When you get a chance for maybe 1 or 2 warnings that could come out, we don't always get outlook for that, and that's like kind of a setup today. 1 or 2, I wouldn't rule it out, but probably not enough to get outlooked. Here's the high-res model showing how the activity will, again, fade out. Once we get our convective temperature today is 80 degrees as of last time I looked at it. So once we hit the 80-degree mark, we should start to see the cumulus develop and puff up, and then probably by an hour after that, so that'll put us about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, then we'll get the thunderstorms to develop. And some of those will feed off some of the boundaries from the thunderstorms that are out there now. And then this will all fade out. Could see some valley river fog later on tonight. Here's the reason why I can't rule out some strong thunderstorms in isolated fashion. What we call the downdraft cape is up there a bit for this afternoon, mainly along the Ohio River. Well, we could see some gusty winds. There is a bit of shear that would keep some of these lasting a little bit longer than normal, mainly east of 65. So that would likely be a combination of, if there were to be ever a marginal risk, it'd probably be drawn something like that, closer to the shear and instability. But the one caveat to all that is the idea that we're going to have what we call the mixing in the atmosphere, and the moisture levels in the atmosphere will begin to ease downward this afternoon. I know it's hard to see in this map, but this is the blue line for the moisture, and it kind of bumps up into Louisville, into Cincinnati here. But it will be lowering as the day wears on, and that may be the caveat here to choke the coverage of thunderstorm activity. So that's why it's going to be spotty and not blossoming in clusters like crazy, because the moisture content will be lower. So that would be the one issue that could keep things relatively calm. I don't want to spend too much time on something that's very minor, but I wanted to point it out. Then tomorrow into Friday, there will be a chance for some thunderstorms around. I think tomorrow may end up being our drier day of the week. Could see some thunderstorms with the boundary here on Friday that may drop down. If you looked at it carefully, you saw a little bit of a outflow, if you will, pushing downward into the Louisville area around sunrise Saturday. So I think sunrise Saturday may be a little more active than we will see for the afternoon. Doesn't mean we can't rule out thunderstorms in the afternoon, but I think it's, to me, looks to be more in the morning. And then we'll get the main surge of moisture and everything as we get into Sunday night. Can't rule out severe weather, certainly, with the amount of moisture we have in the air. It just depends on instability, and it's hard to tell this early. But I wouldn't rule out some severe pulse-type thunderstorms that could develop. There's not a lot of wind energy, so they will not be able to maintain themselves for very long. So organized severe is unlikely, but isolated severe, yes. That is certainly something you got to put on the table. That's kind of a setup. Then once it leaves us, we head into a cooler pattern, because the upper low attached to this is going to head east, and then it's going to try to retrograde a bit and may try to cool us down as we get into about Tuesday and Wednesday. There is going to be a cloud shield with that, by the way, that may work its way to about 65. Question is it going to make it all the way here, or is it going to be just to our east? Big difference between around 80 or lower 70s for highs there, and a rain chance. So we'll watch that. It'll move out to sea pretty quick. And then we have another front moving in as we're in about the 9th and the 10th. Let me show you the models and the ensembles of this. For those of you who've never seen this before, this is the GFS, Euro, and the Canadian. These are the operational models that update several times a day, and then these are the ensembles, kind of smooth out the chaos. So ensembles are usually the best way to go and go long term. But you want to see these match. These two rows match, allows you to have low or high confidence. Now, as we get into next week, the GFS is really wrapping up the upper low, and it certainly is the cooler one for next week. It's got 60s for highs in some cases, with clouds and showers starting on Tuesday into parts of Wednesday. Euro's got it to an extent, and Canadian does, but it allows the retrograde of the low to go more north in that retrograde motion into the Great Lakes versus due west. So we would be in the clear. The ensembles, GFS, somewhat. So does the Euro, and then the Canadian match is its own. So again, it's a low confidence deal, but it wouldn't surprise me. Right now, I've got a mostly cloudy sky in for Tuesday and temperatures in lower 70s. So we'll account for it for now, and we'll see how it looks tomorrow. And then we head to late in the week. We got different opinions on this. GFS wants to bring in a system by next Friday and Saturday, some showers, thunderstorms. Euro and the Canadian, to an extent, same thing. They've been trying to develop something tropical here in the Gulf, and they cross over Florida and then head up the eastern seaboard. It's an operational run that's been showing this. It's hard to trust it. The ensemble here in the Canadian, at least, is hinting at it, but it's an interesting feature. It's something that we'll watch and see if that keeps showing up in the future model runs. For our weather, what it would mean for us is if we were to have some kind of a tropical system go up the coast, we would likely have quiet weather in the Ohio Valley versus the stormy setup that the GFS has. So that's something that could influence our weather about a week and a half or so from now. We'll see how that trends. And that do see signs that at least we're trying to get into a warmer pattern. GFS is going blowtorch here, 80s to around 90 degrees by the mid-portion of June. The ensembles are trying to do the same thing, though. Will it last? Signs are no. Signs are we'll see another cool shot of air toward the end of the month into 4th of July. But we'll see how it goes. We have yet to hit 90 this year. We have a chance to get there the next couple of days, especially on Saturday. Otherwise, we may have to wait until mid-June the way it looks now. Hang in there.